Well, thanks for joining us here on this Wednesday, a very frigid Wednesday. I'm Karen Campbell here with meteorologist Sean Ash. And, we're seeing those temperatures sort of increase a little bit. And you talked about double digits, which a lot of folks are so happy about, even though it's still cold.
Well,
it's the idea.
Everything's relative. I mean, when you go from wind chills 20 to 25 below zero, every little bit is going to help here. So I will tell you, the worst is over. Doesn't mean we're having a day at the beach. I want to take you back to this morning. Low temperatures across Indiana, for the most part below zero in just about everywhere. Now, actually, the coldest temperature Indianapolis had was yesterday at 10 o'clock at night. We got down to 3 below. That's our coldest temperature since last January. But some of these numbers didn't make it to, the day or two after the winter storm. On some areas got 10 below, but still plenty cold. Deserves your attention. So here's the current numbers right now. 10 degrees Indy, 8 Richmond, almost 20 in Terre Haute. Wind chill temperatures still sub-zero as expected in Indianapolis. Now that is going to change here in the next few hours. Again, baby steps to what eventually becomes a bigger thaw this weekend. South wind at 15 definitely has some sting to it. We're now at 70 hours straight of sub-zero wind chills, but the weekend thaw moves in, and as we go through the remainder of the afternoon, we'll have a mix of sunshine and clouds, perhaps a couple of flurries. Don't expect a whole lot here, and those wind chills will gradually climb into the lower single digits. A bigger warm-up on the way.
Thank you, Sean. Well, new at noon, we are learning more about the charges brought against 2 foster parents in Morgan County. This after the Morgan County Prosecutor's Office released a probable cause transcript surrounding the couple's arrest. According to officials, the couple is facing allegations of sexual assault and human trafficking. The transcript outlines multiple allegations brought against the pair from children in their home. Court documents say at least 33 children were in the parents' care. We will continue to follow this story, and we'll have the latest on this development starting at 5. The attorneys for Richard Allen are working to overturn his conviction in the Delphi murders case after outlining what they are calling major errors. Now, Allen is in prison for killing Abby Williams and Libby German in 2017. Our Samantha Johnson is digging into new details on what the defense team believes are 4 mistakes that could have changed the outcome of Richard Allen's trial. And this afternoon, we are breaking down 2 of them, including new evidence we have never seen before.
For years, the doctor who performed the autopsies on the 2 young girls said 2 blades were used in their murders. But now the defense claims for the first time ever during trial, that same doctor said the girls could have been killed by a single box cutter. They say that matches an alleged confession by Ron Logan. In spring 2017, a man who says he heard that confession wrote, Logan confessed to killing the girls with a box cutter and burning his clothes in a fire pit. The defense now arguing if Dr. Kaur said 7 years earlier that the girls could have been killed by a box cutter, there would certainly have been probable cause to arrest and charge Ron Logan with the girls' murders. Former prosecutor and defense attorney Brad Banks.
A lot of the defense theory was not allowed to be presented in court. And they're saying based on that new evidence, that testimony about the other person confessing should have been allowed into evidence.
Another error is about the timeline of the murders. The defense claims the state allowed the jury to hear inaccurate testimony from Brad Weber. He claimed he drove his white van by the crime scene around 2:30 the day of the murders. That was just moments before Libby's phone stopped moving. A prison psychologist testified Allen confessed that a van spooked him that day, the state calling that a detail only the killer would know. The defense now pushing back, saying Weber's arrival at about 2:30 could not have been a detail only the killer would know because it did not happen. The defense posting this video from a security camera. They say it shows a white van in the far left corner arriving at about 2:44, which does not line up with the state's timeline. Allen's attorneys now calling on the court to schedule a hearing about these errors or overturn Allen's conviction altogether.
That was our Samantha Johnson reporting there. Now, this filing has other new information about this case, like the fact that Allen was originally booked into jail under a fake name. The attorney 13 News spoke with says in his 25 years, he's never seen that. But this is not an appeal. This basically puts a pause on that process and buys the defense more time. So we reached out to the Carroll County prosecutor for comment, but did not hear back. The state will have a chance to file a response. Then the judge will make a ruling, which could take several weeks. Well, the trial for the man accused of killing an Indianapolis woman continues today. Bruce Mendenhall is already convicted for multiple murders across the country. Now he faces accusations of killing Karma Purpura. She disappeared in July of 2007. She was last seen near Mendenhall's semi-truck at the Flying J truck stop. That's at the Harding Street exit off I-465 on the south side. Prosecutors argue Mendenhall shot and killed Purpura with a rifle. A detective in Nashville, Tennessee, later discovered evidence while investigating another woman's death.
I pulled the bag open, I looked inside the bag, and I saw what was obviously, to me, to be blood. There was a lot of blue napkins in there that were blood-soaked. There was a lot of clothing in there that was blood-soaked. I could see a pair of women's Croc shoes and what appeared to me to be women's clothing, all blood-soaked.
Purpura's body was found along a Kentucky highway about 4 years later. Her clothing, phone, and ATM card were also found in a bag. Mendenhall is already serving 2 life sentences for killing 2 women in Tennessee. Now to news out of Muncie. A 4-year-old is recovering after police say he was shot last Saturday night. The shooter, the boy's 9-year-old sibling. This happened at a home on Milton Street. Investigators say the older child found the gun inside of the home and fired it, hitting the toddler. Muncie police say all appropriate agencies have been notified. We reached out to investigators about any possible arrests or charges. This afternoon, we are learning more about a shooting seriously hurting a woman and killing her unborn baby. Now, we told you about this story yesterday at noon. It happened last Sunday night on the south side near Garfield Park. The victim was 5 months pregnant. Police tell us she was shot multiple times in the abdomen by her estranged husband. She survived. Her family members shared on social media that she had surgery and lost her unborn child.
Losing a child, an unborn child, the trauma to always probably have fear of that person, that suspect that's been arrested, shooting at her, going through the physical recuperation. It's just trauma that nobody should have to go through ever.
Police found the man not long after the shooting. Arresting documents reveal the suspect admitted to police that he had planned it over several days. He is due in court Friday morning. 13 News is working to see if charges have been filed against a man after a heated exchange with a poll worker on Election Day. The poll worker told the man his clothing violated rules for what is acceptable inside of a polling location. A video of the confrontation shows the man placing a hat on the worker before removing his shirt. The video also reveals what appears to be 2 firearms. Now, the Marion County Election Board is reviewing video. Board members launched an investigation last year, and the board was supposed to vote yesterday on whether to send the case to the prosecutor, but the voter never showed up.
We want to know what he has to say. He is entitled to that, I believe. And I think that the board shares that belief because we all agreed to move this forward. We will find a date that works and hear what he has to say when he comes in and make our decision at that point.
And the board decided to give him another 30 days. 13 News reached out to the voter and his attorney. Both declined to comment. A plea deal is in order for a Marion man in the death of an Indiana State police officer in 2023. Master Trooper James Bailey was killed while on duty in DeKalb County. Police say Terry Sands II was involved in a chase with Fort Wayne police when he hit the trooper. Sands is pleaded guilty to resisting law enforcement and aggravated battery. He will be sentenced on February 27th. Well, the Fighting Irish back in South Bend this afternoon, and fans gave them a warm welcome home. The Irish lost to Ohio State Monday night in the College Football Playoff National Championship. But despite the outcome, fans are still proud of the team, and they're looking forward to what's next. Notre Dame landed at number 2 on the final AP poll of the college football season.